Hey, it's been a long time and we never left y'all, but we back. This is Charles.
And I'm Latia.
And this is Marriage the Third Ring. We are back again on our live video. So one time, let's go ahead and clap it up for Marriage the Third Ring back on our live videos. Yo, I'm really excited. As y'all see, we're doing definitely some new things here. Y'all saw the intro video. How y'all like the video? That was pretty dope, right? I'm kind of tooting my horn at this point. But yes, so we're doing some new things on our live videos, trying some new ventures just to make things more interesting, visually interesting. And you even see this little image right here. This is our coffee and conversations in our website, marriage3mt3r.net. So again, we're back. We're doing new and interesting things. So we have a lot coming up. So definitely make sure you keep in touch with Marriage the Third Ring on social media and our Facebook page as well. We got some interesting things coming.
Yes, and thank you guys. You are tagging people. I appreciate that.
Do that.
Because we decided last night, we need to let the people know we're coming back. And so this is like a last minute, but just keep in mind, going forward, every first Saturday, y'all will hear from us. There might be some pop-ups in between, but count on us at 10 a.m. every first Saturday. You can catch the playback usually on our YouTube video. And then after the first after the first couple, we'll also maybe just go ahead and divert to YouTube. So we're trying to see what platform works best. Yeah. But right now, so these will be on our YouTube as well, which is Marriage the Third Ring. And Charles will put that down in the bottom so you can see what our YouTube link is and our Instagram link is as well. And but yeah, please share, tag. And then if they're in a bed, somebody's in Walmart, they just text me. One thing about it is you can always catch the playback.
Yeah.
So we got some exciting things coming up. First, we just want to recap on what Marriage the Third Ring is. Because I've had somebody ask me, what is the third ring? It's like a third eye. I'm like, huh? So
well, if you saw the scripture about a three-string cord is not easily broken. So it's taking that idea of you, your spouse, and God, and together y'all make a stronger unity than just each one of us separately. So that's what it's about. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No. And then just so you know, we have periodically.
We're using OBS Streamlabs.
Okay, and I didn't know StreamYard is another thing he was asking just because I said YouTube and stuff. And so, yes, and so that's Marriage Third Ring. And we learned in 2015, you can't do this thing by yourself. Sometimes you have ups and downs, but when you keep God in the marriage and at the core, then He's going to work it out, because we realize that He blesses us more together than He does apart. That's why a lot of times you see our hashtags stronger together than apart. And y'all will see me looking everywhere because sometimes I forget to look at the camera, so bear with me. He teaches us we're stronger together than apart. So that's when we realize. And so yes, we are amazing apart, but when you put us together and then you add God in the center, He really does exceedingly abundantly above all you can ask or think. So that's what we came up with Marriage the Third Ring, because just letting you know that you got to keep somebody else right there with you.
Yeah. So my new thing is, I look good by myself. I'm cute, you know that. I look better with my wife, but I look even greater with God.
And so yes, okay, thank you for that right there. And so yes, so today, just giving you some caps. So yes, you will see us every first Saturday for our Coffee and Conversations. Why did we come up with Coffee and Conversations?
You were sitting and you said you want to do something.
Yes, so I love coffee. As y'all see, I got my cute little coffee cup right here. I love coffee.
Hold up, we gotta show this off. This is dope. So this is one coffee cup. That's gonna be our new thing. She's gonna have a new coffee cup every time. But she loves her coffee cups. So it's thing one and thing two. Yeah.
I got it from Universal. So
we gotta keep it away from the kids though, because. Yeah.
So we had started before the pandemic inside of an actual coffee shop, and it was something that we did in person. We wanted just small gathering where couples can vibe, because one thing you learn is once you talk to other couples, you realize that something you might be going through, you're not the only one going through, or sometimes you're helping somebody that you don't even know you helped by something you maybe have went through, or y'all figure it out. Because marriage is something that we are always figuring things out and
Absolutely.
figuring each other out as we go. And so we are hitting 19 years this year, and I'm still learning things about my husband. So, and that's true. You will continue, because we are a human. So we are forever evolving. We are forever changing. We always say your love languages change as you get older and as you grow. Because what you wanted back when we got married in college 20 years ago, it might be something totally different now that sparks you and is your motivation now. And so that's our biggest thing when we did Coffee and Conversations. We just wanted to be able to bring couples together, have fun, and just chit chat, and of course have our coffee, because I feel like that's something that will relax you. And so that's how we started. But of course the pandemic hit, everything shut down. So we were doing it for a little bit on our life happens, because we had a lot of things going on, but we're back now, and so y'all should be able to see us more consistently. And just be ready in the mornings on Saturdays. First Saturday, get up, get your coffee, and be ready to watch Charles and Tia.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing, before we actually really go into the conversation piece, I do want to talk about what we got coming up later this year in December. Y'all remember the event I said you had to vote on? Well, we had several votes, and we have a declared winner. We are going to be doing our Damascus Marriage to Third Ring event in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's right, Charlotte. Columbus, I'm sorry, that's my hometown. Y'all didn't win this time. But we can do some other events in Charlotte coming up, but in Columbus coming up. But Charlotte won. So I'm going to need all y'all who are in Columbus who voted to come to Charlotte, because it's going to be an amazing, amazing event. Y'all see the flyer on this side. Yeah. You see the flyer on this side right here. But yeah, we're going to be putting out some new information regarding this event coming soon. Ticket prices, what the event actually is going to entail. As you can see, some of the details are there on the flyer. Mm-hmm. But it's going to be amazing, an event. You do not want to miss this. The funny thing about this is we actually planned this event before COVID.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with a face mask. It was a mask in a figurative sense about what we wear in our marriages just to get through. So it was about taking those masks off and being real and relatable to your spouse, mm-hmm. instead of hiding behind a mask of a smile or whatever kind of mask you kind of wear in a marriage just to kind of get through the day, kind of get by.
Right.
But that was the original premise of it. How it has evolved into now COVID has hit and everyone's taking their masks off. She won't let me take mine off, but how COVID has hit and everyone's taking masks off and they feel like, they're being restricted or whatever. There's a whole political side to it, which I'm not going to get into. But this event is going to be amazing. And again, just keep follow us on our social media and on our website, mt3r.net, just to keep up with that event.
Yes, because we will be doing a registration for this, because it is a 2-day event. So there game night, meet and greet game night, done tons of games because we already locked in the venue. Next morning sessions, even some breakout sessions for different things. And then that evening we come back together for a type of dinner, type of ball type thing. So we just want you to enjoy yourself, enjoy one another. There'll be a hotel block, because it's actually in a hotel. So we try to make everything convenient to be all in one location. So just keep close, tell your friends. Y'all can make it a couples group gathering and come down to North Carolina in December, and we kept it away from Christmas, so you should be able to manage both.
You got plenty of time to get your babysitters lined up.
Yes. So today, we wanted to talk about support.
Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Sarah. And thank you, Shay. I see you tagging folks. I forgot to tag your sister. Tell her to make sure she follows Marriage to Third Ring, because they'll be great.
So yes, good morning. So today we're talking about support. And supporting one another in a marriage. Because I always look at it, if he's winning, I'm winning. Or if I'm winning, he's winning. So it's not, when you become married, you're no longer two separate people. You're one. So sometimes things might happen. One of you might be working, one of you might not be working. One of you, something can happen. But that is why God put you together and made you stronger together, because you have your right hand right there to help you through. So there was a thing in social media that sparked this conversation today, which I'm trying to be better, y'all. I always get told I don't stay up to date on what's going on, and we don't be in the social media world. But this one actually came up after we was talking about coffee and conversations, and I thought it was a good one. And so I'm going to read y'all. So most of you know everybody know Wendy Williams, of course. Mostly you. If not, she has a TV show where she usually talks about people on her TV show. So I don't watch it a lot, but she usually talks about people. She was married, then she was divorced. She lived that out on this TV. And then there is Miss Tabitha Brown, who I guess a couple years ago she came out and everybody liked her little saying, "It's my business." Yeah. So, and I mean, she's vegan. She does a lot with her cooking, and she's an affiliate for a lot. I am bad because I don't follow a lot of people, but this did come up, and I thought it was interesting when you think about marriage and you think about how you see each other, but then how other people have opinion on your marriage. And you've got to be strong enough within your marriage and have that communication with your spouse, because who cares what those other people think and the people on the outside thinks? It's your marriage,
everybody's going to have an opinion about something. So if you're worried about people's opinions, you're worried about the wrong thing.
Yeah, so I'm going to even people who didn't see, I'm going to highlight it for you guys, okay? And what I'm reading came out of the People's Magazine, okay? So it was saying Tabitha Brown, who was 42, she shared a story that her husband, who was a police officer for the Los Angeles Police Department for 15 years, he retired because she had become very successful. So she labeled it as a dream come true. And so he retired, and because she was successful, and now he could follow his dreams. That is how she put it out there, and it was something of it was a good moment for them. Because just think, how many of us would love to be able to just stop our 9 to 5s to pursue our dreams, knowing that all your finances is met, all your needs is met, and you can just do what makes you happy from day to day. And if you don't know what makes you happy because you worked for so long, you get time to figure it out. So that's not something that everybody is afforded. So then Wendy Williams decided to come out and says she was married to one of those, and that's how she put it. I make the money, and so on and so forth. So go live your dreams. And so open a business, go. So anyway, she said that, but she ended up putting, I predict this marriage is going to be on real rocky grounds in a minute. Live your dream. They may invest in stuff, lose money. She continued. Basically, she said that he's going to blame her when he doesn't be successful because she made him quit his job. So that was and please, y'all, give us feedback on this. Because some of you all probably definitely know more than we do. But, and then she wanted to say that being a cop was part of his identity and he liked it. She doesn't really personally know them like that, but
that's the craziest thing. Like, she's literally inserted her own opinion into their marriage, and like, just because I had this opinion, this is what you should have been doing already. That's just crazy.
Yes, and then so first I want that opinion on you all about, and start typing it in, letting us know. What do you think? Do you think only one spouse should work? Do you think only the man should work and the woman can stay home and do whatever she want to do? And then
seriously, by the way Tia's going and all these businesses we getting sponsored. Hey, I'll be a stay on.
But I want y'all's opinion, and then we're gonna give y'all our thoughts on this in a little bit. And then, but Tabitha Brown, this is how she ended up responding on a video, and this is all on Instagram as well.
And her response was very elegant.
And she said, sorry y'all, Wendy, the pain you must be in to feel this way, honey. I'm so sorry. She said, but let me tell you this, 23 years, and then she's been with her husband. They was broke for a long time, struggled for a very long time together, succeeded together for the last couple of years. She said, Brown said that she and her husband made an agreement that he would take a job in order to support her dreams. And now that her career has been successful, she is allowing her husband to leave his job and pursue his own dreams of career after prayer and manifesting. And then she put, I was in his dog fight and he believed in me. we did it together for the last 15 years, and everything she did with him, and he really wanted to come away from the LAPD, and God has blessed her. So she did, and at the end she prayed, and hold on. She said, God, I'm just gonna put. I skipped to the end, you guys, so y'all can read it. It says it has also the power of allowing God. It's also the power of allowing God to be first in your marriage, and that's how it remains successful. We keep Him first. He is first in our marriage, not money, not business, not success, but God. He's first. And then she ended up just praying for her at the end. So I know some people might be like, oh, she was being shady. I don't know. You know, there's always so many opinions. And but I felt like they have a conversation who will work. But I felt like for us, it made me think. So I thought her response was very. I thought her response was good. I felt like
response was very, very elegant.
Most of the times we might not understand why people do things in their marriage, but guess what? That's because it's not our marriage.
Right.
What works for us will not work for you. What works for you might not work for us. And so sometimes you might not understand, or you've tried what they did, but it failed for you. So you want to embrace your opinion on that to make them feel a certain type of way, which they already know, they've already decided. And so, yes, thank you. Yep, her response was on point, and she was too nice.
I mean, she really could have came at her, but in the spirit of ministry is kind of how she came back at her, to let her know, like, you know, it's okay, you can think how you think, but God got this over here. And that's sometimes what you just gotta let people know. I mean, if you're living right and doing the right things for yourself and for your marriage as a unit, then you ain't really got to worry about what everybody else say. Yeah, as long as ain't nobody getting beat up and abused or nothing, like, we good over here. Don't worry about this. You stay over there. Like,
and I think about it because we all know Tabitha. We've all seen her, because I've seen even some clips on her, and I think she probably could have had some choice words if she had thought about it. I was just telling Charles that I just learned the other day. Yeah, my mouth can cut, and so don't be prepared to pull a sword if you don't want to cut deep. And so sometimes, you know, we just stay very calm, because if we want to work on our integrity, because honestly, that was an integral. That
was a key
response. Yeah. And so, because some of us, you don't come at me, you know, and don't come at me.
When your slogan is "It's my business," you already know she could have came back at her if she wanted.
Yes, so when I was in nursing school, because I went to nursing school, we had 2 kids at the time.
Yeah.
I really did not work a lot. We didn't have a lot of money. I didn't work a lot, but Charles worked, and sometimes he took on a second job, or when I was pregnant. And I thought about that. And then when he decided to go back to school and get his degree, I worked more, because at that time I think I was a nurse, so I worked more. And he took that time to focus on getting his degree then. Now
I was still working part-time, I think.
Yeah, and I think I was still working part-time, but we was not carrying the load that we would have carried with the 2-figure income.
Right, but it was an agreement between each of us, like, hey, I want to do this for us. How we need to make a plan in order to make this happen. And I think that's a lot of things that people are missing. And that's certainly what Wendy Williams is missing. She, y'all always had medical plans. No, we didn't, Barry. No, and I think, but that's the thing Wendy Williams was missing. She wasn't in the plan. So she's on the outside of a plan looking in, wondering how y'all making this work, but she wasn't involved in the actual planning stages of the goal that they had, together for their marriage.
Yep. Okay, so we just wanted to touch base on that. So I wanted to just ask you guys about support. So how do you feel like you support your spouse in their dreams? Do you even know what your spouse's dreams or future, like what they want to do? Because sometimes, I think I go back to a blog I wrote about growing with your spouse. I think it was one about growing.
Yeah.
And that one was, even in that one, who was it? She's another celebrity, but she broke up with her husband because 10 years later he wanted a baby. When they first got married, he didn't want a baby, but 10 years later he wanted it. And I know her name, but I know I'm going to jack it up. But she's on the talk. Jenny somebody, Mo something. I can't think of her name. But she broke up with her husband.
Oh, you want the growth?
Yeah, but he wanted some down the line. And so my thing is, what kind of support do you give your spouse in being open with you about if something changed from the time y'all got married? Because just think, when you're dating, when you're with your spouse, you talk about dreams, you talk about aspirations, kids come, life changes, and things change. Do you check back in with them to see if they still have that same aspirations or that's their same goals?
So when I met Latia, and she's 100% right. When I met her, we were both at Ohio State OH. So we was both at Ohio State. I'm sorry I had to do it. We were both at Ohio State, but my goal at the time was to be an aeronautical engineer. That math, like the 500 series, hit different. So I changed my degree, and I ended up finding something that was more in line with what I feel like was my purpose, and that was working in IT and working on computer systems. So my goal evolved kind of as I grew, not necessarily just because of hardships, but just because this was something that was more in line with me. But that's with anything, though. I might have a goal, and 10 years from now, but as I grow and evolve, our goal.
He want to know what you said or what?
What?
I don't know. You said something.
I said I had to say that.
What you say? Oh, OH.
He said
IO. Oh, okay.
Aeronautical engineer. So that's just they work on airplanes, Perry. That's what he's talking about.
Okay.
But as you grow, your goals should move and your goals should change. If you have the same goals from 10 years ago, and there is, he was just joking. If you have the same goals, but nothing has changed, you haven't made any steps towards it, then maybe you should start looking at taking smaller bite-sized pieces of that goal to try to achieve. Because if you're looking like, hey, I want to be an aeronautical engineer in 10 years, but if I'm not actually making progress towards that goal, then what am I doing? I'm just sitting in the mud spinning my wheels for nothing.
Yep. And so he changed his goals. I still be trying to figure out what his goals is, because we be doing it. I be like, what we doing?
No, my goal for is to make her happy.
Oh, that's so sweet. And that's an all day job. But yes, so we support. I went to school, I'm going back. Sometimes I be like, I start this business and that. But Charles supports it 100% because he has to be my IT guy and everything else. So,
literal, I'm the IT guy, I'm the graphic designer, I'm the foot massager.
Okay. Nothing
sometimes.
To your hoe. So my biggest thing.
Impossible.
But my biggest thing is just art. I want you to do and think about this though. Even if you're not watching it with the little live button at the top and you're watching this later, have a talk with your spouse. Ask them, so what are your goals? What are your dreams? And say, how can I help you with that? Because so many times you run into people who feel like they're lonely or feel like that if they are successful, then their spouses are going to feel a certain type of way. And they feel like they're in competition with each other. But you're not in competition with each other.
There's no competition. Like she said at the beginning, when she win, I win. When I win, she wins.
Yes.
Well, Pastor Brown said it, one band, one sound. It's the same team over here. The quarterback don't win, the offensive line don't win, and the defensive team lose. It's either you win the game or you don't.
Yep, and I understand that just because I go to football games. But so ask them how can you be a support. Maybe they don't feel like you're being supportive and you don't know it. Maybe somebody needs to study and somebody needs to feed the kids that day. You just don't know, but there is ways. If you want to be successful and you want to grow together, don't ever feel like now that we have kids, now that this is going on, I'm stuck, because there is ways for you to work it out as long as it's a communication and you talk to each other. Now, if you really don't feel like your spouse is supporting you, then you might need to call us and we might need a private session because we might need to go through because your spouse might not know that they are not supporting you, because what it is our love languages. So they feel like they're supporting you, but they're not supporting you in the way that you need that support at that time.
I know Perry, he got it from Trump line, but he just said it recently. But support looks different for different people. Like for Latia, like I could cook and clean the house, but if that's not what she's needing in that moment, if she needs me to pull the kids aside so she can work on her work, sometimes she will sit in the driveway and like do some of her nursing notes, because she knows as soon as she comes in the house, the kids is gonna go nuts. So support for me in that moment will be keeping the kids in the house, making sure they're doing whatever, and not kind of bothering her in this moment that she needs to kind of, acclimate to coming in the house.
The kids still find me because now they see me from the doorbell camera. But
they see it from the doorbell camera, and then they got Find My iPhone, so they kind of track it.
So I want you all to do me a favor. We're not holding you all long this morning because, like I said, this morning was our introduction back into yay. But just keep in mind, we still have plenty of blogs out there. You can catch everything from mt3r.net. I'm going to touch base on one. Earlier I mentioned, are you willing to grow? And thank you, Janae. She commented and told me it was Jenny Ma, because that's who it was. I don't know. I just seen the comment. I didn't see it on here, though. I seen it on a different. It came
probably text you then.
No, it was on the video. And so, yeah, but she did. She commented Jenny Ma on my thing. And knowing me, I probably have a different one that I shared. So it might be people on another one. So if I'm missing y'all's comments, just let us know.
Oh,
and
did you do
watch party?
Yeah.
I don't think so. But who knows? But yes, it was Jenny Ma. And but she did a but yeah, that's the one that her husband wanted a baby, so she broke up. And I'm thinking, like, you was married for 10 years.
Oh,
something
she
else.
said that was on the post.
Oh, yeah, okay, it was on the post. And so somebody else could, yeah, well, GP wasn't her. Oh, now she is, yes. I guess he either have enough kids or he didn't, but she didn't want to have any kids. So that's why she left her husband after 10 years. Oh, see, look, Janae is our social media girl. There she go. Yep, Perry, she said yes. See, I don't keep up enough, but it bothered me, and I didn't even know them, but my thing is, how can you be mad when your spouse decides now they want a baby? They're getting older. We're not going to live forever, and they want somebody to carry on their legacy. Do you not love them enough to have a child, or try to compromise? So yeah, so that blog post we did write is about, are you willing to grow? Because it's not just that, it's just different things in life. I'll put
that in the comment section so you can read.
And then it's another one that I did want to touch base, so I'm going to read part of the end of it before we end, because we started with support and y'all know with marriage is so many different things. But we started with talking about just supporting your spouse and the different things they do, keeping people out of your business.
That's key. I mean, it's kind of hard when you live a social life and you're always on Facebook and you're like semi-celebrity status or whatever. So it's hard to kind of keep people totally out of your business. Just look at Will and Jada. But that's another story. But yeah, it's hard. Like once you live like a online or so like presence like that, to kind of just keep people out of your business. But you have to be able to keep some things kind of close to the vest.
Yes. Oh yeah, we do need to talk about entanglements one day, huh? But that's another thing. But yes, and so
Perry said no more kids. Perry, team no more kids 2021. Yeah.
But see,
the whole movement.
No, babe. His wife said, I really, really want another baby. He would be like, okay. After some whining and crying. Because even the Charles was to tell me right now, I don't know, y'all. Y'all gonna have to pray for me on that one. But
you get baby fever for a moment. Like you see all the little cute babies, but then you like,
you just borrow one?
I just borrow somebody's kid.
So yes, but we want to know about growing with your spouse, because it's not just like wanting a kid, but that's why I went into their career. And if a spouse wanted to change their career, I'm gonna cut down. Are you just willing to grow with your spouse? Now there is some communication, because sometimes I might go on a tangent and want to do something crazy, then he might have to be my reasonable thing and be like, oh, okay, Tia, not this one. So yeah. He'd be like, no more businesses.
Yeah.
And so, but there is really things that's within control that is going to make your spouse happy, so you want to go with them. So just read that blog for us, Are You Willing to Grow? You can get to all of our blogs and everything from mt3r.net. And then keeping people out your business. So even if it's something positive to you, somebody is going to have something negative to say. Mm-hmm. I mean, Somebody is going to have something negative to say. I don't care what it is. Somebody will say something negative. And so your biggest thing is don't let that penetrate you. I am a person that overanalyzes a lot.
She do.
And so when somebody's going to say something to me, I'm going to think about it and I'm going to probably bounce it back and forth. So I'm truly working on, once I know that what I know and I'm comfortable and we've made our decision, I can't let other people's influences and stuff penetrate what I already know. So, but know that, so I done probably already prayed about it, but it's hard when you get a negative opinion. They're like, oh girl, I tried that. That is not going to work. And you're like, oh wow, it's not going to work. And so that can bring some doubt. And that doubt can go over, if you allow it to, into the marriage, because your husband's thinking like, we've already talked about this. What's the problem?
Yeah, so you just got to be, I guess, aware of your situation and know that one thing that works for somebody doesn't work for everybody. Yeah. And vice versa. Just because it works for them doesn't mean it's going to work for you.
Yes. And so I'm not going to read How Successful Is Your Marriage because that is long. That's another blog that was written last year by us. But I do want to tell you the one thing about me, I do want to come down to the end is, and I mean, this is a good, I go back to read our blog post, you guys, because you never know what sparked the blog post. It's almost like when they write songs. You never know what sparks it. And so you could be going through, you could be in a valley, you could see something, but go ahead.
Just Perry said, why do people go to counselors if the outside opinion should be ignored? No, we didn't say ignore people's outside opinions, but you do have to take them into consideration. And first, you got to pray about whatever situation you're going through. That's key. You have to seek God and pray about this thing, and then pray together about it. So I'm not saying that you should ignore like people's opinions, like counselors or anything like that, but they're there to help you and to give you advice, and they're not going to tell you what you should and should not do. They're going to let you kind of come up with that answer, but they're going to help you kind of work through the things that are kind of blocking you from reaching the answer that you desire.
Yes, and that I'm glad Charles ended it with that, because that's what I was just about to say. My biggest thing to that is counselors don't give you their opinions. You will very rarely, and I am an advocate for a counselor, you guys, because I can tell them, I pay somebody to sit there and listen to me talk, but no, they will actually, by the time you end out of a counseling session, you will truly realize they have not really gave you their opinion on anything. They have sat there and pretty much let you work it out, or giving you tools that you can. I think about our counseling sessions that we do with couples. We don't give our opinions. Because you can't. My opinion is very irrelevant in your life. But I give you tools or ask questions for you to think about it and for you to figure it out on your own. So most of the time, I literally would tell my counselor, so I'm paying you just for me to come up with my own solution.
Basically.
Easy, yo. Yes, but no. An outside opinion should not be ignored. It's called eat the meat and spit out the bones. Because some people will have...
That is such an old saying.
Some people will give you advice. Y'all know me. I will give you advice. You take it, you don't. Hey. But when you know that it's not coming... I feel like Whitney Williams, hers is coming from a place of negativity and a place of hurt. Mm-hmm. Because her marriage didn't work. And that didn't work. So sometimes you have to look at the source. And you have to make sure it's somebody you trust. Mm-hmm. And make sure that... And hopefully... you know that they're coming from a place of love. Because if you're going to them to tell them your business, like a friend or something, you want what they're going to tell you because you trust them.
And they truly have someone. If it's someone, you have to vet the information. If it's come from someone that truly has your best interests at heart. Like, I'm not going to tell her something I know that's going to be wrong, that's going to get her messed up. I have her best interests at heart. And likewise for her. So, I mean, it is what it is. You have to vet that information, though.
Yep. So you decide you want to go to your pastor because you trust them. Or if you want to go to a good friend because you trust them, they've been married, you feel like they've been through some stuff, and you want to ask them a question because you want their opinion. Now don't ignore all outside. But you got to know, some people who it ain't got nothing to do with you and really could care less if your marriage thrives or fails.
Right.
That if I was to post today on Facebook, Charles gets on my nerve. I can't stand my husband. I would have about tons of comments because you know what I'm saying, because people want to jump in on that because that's something they can jump in on. But yeah,
but if you post something positive, people rarely kind of.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I keep my Facebook page pretty good, so people will comment and stuff like that. But it's just so don't.
Negative comments get negative posts get way more attention than positive ones.
Yes. So I hope we answered your question, Perry. So no, you still take in some opinions because nobody knows it all. Mm-hmm. Like we listen to people's opinions. I will run something past somebody, even if I feel like I overreacted about something. I'll call somebody like, "This is what happened. Did I overreact?"
And sometimes in marriage, though, you have to make sure that you have a small circle of people that you can trust, that you can talk to and communicate with.
Yep, that your business won't be back on, that you won't hear your business back when you know you only told it to somebody else.
Yeah.
So those opinions you do want. But those negative ones you don't. And I feel like when you know people well enough, and guess what, if you don't know them well enough, then you're like, but sometimes you will get opinions from a stranger. And it's crazy because it would align with what you already are feeling. And we don't want to be too spiritual. But I always say, if somebody's going to tell me something, it's probably confirmation on what God has already told me. Mm-hmm. So if I'm getting an opinion from somebody, it's something that I probably already feel. Now, if you got somebody that don't want you to be married no way and they single, they like, leave that dude. He ain't no good no way. Like, that girl did that. Oh, you mean she whack. I don't know if they use whack.
Still say what?
I don't know, but yeah.
That's key. Yeah, Shay, you definitely gotta watch who you tell your business.
You gotta watch who you tell your business to, and that's the biggest thing because and that's what we said. And so, but you want, like for that instance, she was sharing something positive on Facebook, but of course, she made him quit his job. We don't know what happened in that house because nobody know what happened in that house but them. And so you definitely not know. So the biggest thing is to be supportive. So yes. So when those negative opinions come, if negative opinions come, then yes, I say eat the meat and spit out the bones. Meaning take the substance. So it might be some good things in there, and then and the bones, they ain't gonna eat them. No, it ain't good for nobody. So you just spit them out. So. Perry, you know that from a good chicken wing.
She an old person.
I'm an old person. That's it. All right, wait a minute. We're about to end. I just want to hit y'all with the last thing I was just about to tell y'all. The one thing about marriage is there are no two marriages are exactly alike. And just because you do not do everything that you feel like somebody else is telling you to do or somebody else's marriage to does not mean that your marriage is not perfect. No marriage is perfect. But it doesn't mean that it's not perfect for the two of you. Let your love be unique and let your love be yours. Trust each other and enjoy the time you have together.
Who wrote that?
Oh, shut up, Charles. That was one of yours I pulled up. And that's a long one, so there's some other things in there. But yeah, so no marriages are unique. Every marriage is unique. No marriages are the same.
No marriage is the same.
Any final words to the wonderful people?
No, this has been a good conversation. I really enjoyed this, and we're definitely going to be doing these monthly. So for sure.
And so because
bars.
because I talk a lot, I like to recap because y'all know I'll have y'all everywhere. I've been married forever. We can always talk about something, but we talk to your spouse and make sure you're supporting them. That's your homework.
Yeah. Thank you. We was the same team. Okay. So so what she was saying was make sure you're talking to your spouse, and then talk this week about, or actually, since we won't be back until next. We're doing this once a month. Yeah. Okay. So next month, that's your homework to find out between now and our next coffee and conversation is what you can do to support your spouse. So have that conversation. And then try to write out a goal, a plan. So figure out what each one of you guys wants to do for the next, a year. If there's a goal that you want to accomplish within the next year, find out what you can do. Shut up, Perry. What you can do to actually be a support to them.
Make a vision board. If you need to do anything else, make it. Each marriage should really have a vision board. So that could be a date night activity. Put the kids to sleep, everybody. Get some magazines out and make a vision board for your marriage. There is half of a year left, so you can even make it for the rest of this year. You can make it for next year. So make a vision board.
That's crazy. We are in July already.
We in July. So yes. Oh Lord Jesus. And then
Drake is not going
and so so support, that's our main thing, and I just wanted you to know, is just talk to your spouse about support. And then keep people out your business, opinions that don't matter. But if you can't pray that God leads you to that circle, those people that you know that you can truly trust their opinions. But even those people that's close to you, we still have to you still know what goes on in your household, so you still have to take it in, process it, and talk to your spouse.
Eat the meat.
Eat the meat and spit out the bones. Okay, so we have no last questions. Yes, what Perry said about vision boards are fun. So yes, get y'all some magazines and some glue and tape and make a marriage vision board.
So we're gonna make a vision board. We're gonna make a vision board for next month.
We're gonna make a vision board for one of these days.
You see that? She said no.
So yes, but no, that's a fun activity. I hope to see everybody in December. That's the 10th and the 11th. It's gonna be fun. Registration information will be coming back out.
That is just so smooth. I love it.
I guess so. Y'all see, my husband is not humble, not one bit, Jesus. But yes, no closing remarks, no closing questions. Thank you guys for getting on last minute, because we told y'all all last minute. But we wanted to make sure.
Literally went on last night. She said at 10 o'clock, she said, hey, make the flyer for Coffee and Conversations.
I'll just go get on and talk to myself. But hey,
yeah, Perry, December 10th and 11th. I expect to see y'all here.
Yep, December 10th and December that night. That's a Friday night and an all-day Saturday. So we will have some fun and we'll break it out. So share this with your friends. They can come back on when they wake up, because we know it's early on a Saturday morning. We got some people that's out at Walmart that got kids that dance. So everybody can check this out later and let us know. DM us with any questions or comments or any questions y'all might have. Alrighty.
She said September.
Oh, I'm sorry, but it is
December. Probably said September. No, she probably said December, but.
Yeah. Just to clarify. So yes, it is in North Carolina, and it is in December.
I am going to update the flyer. I just haven't done that yet. I'm going to update the flyer with the city, but we have not we locked on the venue yet, but I don't know if we'll put that out there yet.
Yes, and thank you guys. Okay. So Black and Tuck. So Tuck, I think his real name is Tucker, and I don't know what Black's real name is, but yes, I'm shouting you out because y'all hopped on. We can't really see who's on if they don't comment, you guys. So next time I want y'all all, if nothing else, send us a heart, send us a dap, a thumbs up.
She said a dap.
It's a dap emoji, a thumbs up, and that just lets us know you're on, so we can give you a shout out. So thank you guys, and thank you Perry and Shakira for coming on and sharing for us. We appreciate you guys. I just really told y'all last minute too. So yeah, so we're good, and we want to thank you, and we want you to have a wonderful Saturday. Bye bye.
All right, see you guys later.